And so, welcome to No Story Stagnates with myself, Ernie Boxall. And it is my pleasure to introduce from India, Vimala. Tell the listeners who you are, where you are, what you do.
Hi, Ernie Boxall. Thanks for this opportunity. My name is Vimala Rane, mother of two lovely daughters, wife of a wonderful husband. I'm a title winner of Mrs. Superwoman 2019, Bangalore. I come from India. I stay in Hyderabad, a southern part of India, and I'm a corporate trainer for 25 years. And I'm married for 25 years. And I have recently started working on helping people with their marriage lessons. So I'm interested in giving premarital lessons for singles, yet to be married singles, newly married couples, and engaged couples.
That's wonderful, Vimala. I think, as I said before we met, I'm in fact still a bachelor. So wow. I may have needed your advice many years before. But if I could ask you the question I ask all of my guests, Vimala, do you know how your mother and father met for the first time? Would you mind telling us?
Yeah. So I remember my mom saying that it was arranged marriage. So the first time they met is only after marriage. So my grandmother fixed all the formalities. My mom's mom was a government employee. She was a nurse in those days. And then she liked my father, who was a government employee. And they became friendly. My grandmother and my father became friendly, and she liked my father, and then she introduced my father to my mom after marriage. So they fixed the marriage. In India, most of it is arranged marriages, right?
Yes.
So yes. They got married and they came to know each other.
Wonderful. So you know how your story started from before you were born.
Yeah.
And on that point, Vimala, was your marriage, can I ask if your marriage was arranged?
Yeah, please go ahead. Is my marriage what?
Was your marriage arranged?
Yeah.
And so, can you just explain to me is that every time a marriage is arranged, is it the same sequence? Is it the same? Does it happen the same way? Do your parents meet first with the husband's parents, or how does it work?
If my marriage was like, there is a mediator in the family.
Yeah.
So there is an elderly person. He's called a mediator in the family. He talks to my parents and he talks to my husband's parents. And they both meet together with the mediator in between. And he's a well-wisher of the family. He's a well-wisher of both the families. And they arrange and they discuss and they decide to bring us together as life partners. And that is how it is initiated.
Wonderful.
So the families meet first.
Yes. Yeah. And do you have children?
I have two lovely daughters.
Wonderful. Before we start, can you tell me a little bit about them? How old they are, what they're doing now?
Yeah, my eldest daughter is 24 years old and she has completed her dental school. She has done her bachelor's in dental science and she is going to appear for her MDS.
Yes.
Post-graduation. And my second daughter is also into dentistry. She's in her third year dental sciences.
Yes.
And both of them are into dentistry.
And my impression, Vimala, is either people in India have got wonderful teeth, or because all of your dentists go somewhere else, that it may be people in India haven't got good teeth. Yes, you must know in England, virtually every dental surgery has practitioners from Asia, from India. So it must be something out there about teeth.
Basically, my eldest daughter was liking dentistry, so she likes medicine, so she chose dentistry because she loves it.
Yes.
My second daughter loved to be a fashion designer.
Right.
So her passion is to be a fashion designer, but she is studying dentistry because she is also a curious child. She also likes science and all those stuff. So she said, I'm going to study dentistry for my survival.
Yes.
But I'll pursue fashion because she's passionate about it.
Which takes her right back to your parents' garment, doesn't it? So it's a sort of, wonderful. And with that in mind, Vimala, from the ages of 1 to 10, can you remember a story that made a real impact on you, a real difference?
Yeah. What kind of impact you want me to talk? There are so many stories.
The one that you really think, the one that you felt had the most impact on you.
Okay. If I consider myself to be the person I am right now, I'm more professionally inclined. I'm a very ambitious person, a very, very ambitious person professionally. So if I go back to my childhood, what impacted or where I come from right now, whatever I am right now, is because of that impact I had in my childhood. In those days, we had black and white television when I was a kid. Yeah, around 10 years, 12 years. So we had news readers presenting news.
Yes.
I was so thrilled about that kind of a profession where we sit in front of the camera, like makeup, and talk very bold, read something like that, and so many people are watching them. I was so excited about that. And I always wanted to be on the stage. I always wanted to be in front of the camera. I like to look beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
I was so impressed. That was one moment which gave me goosebumps. And I liked Oprah Winfrey. I used to watch her shows in those days.
Yes.
And Oprah Winfrey also from my childhood was one of my influencer.
Okay.
So if I look now, those are the moments, those are the things which has really impacted me. The person I am right now is because of that impact I had in my childhood.
Yeah. And so I'm interested then, when you were in that first 10 years, when you were at school, were you a good student, or were you playful, or were you a bit rebellious?
I'm a very good girl.
Of course.
I wasn't studious. I started studying while I was a first rank holder in my KGs and first standard, and then gradually my focus was not on studies.
Right.
But I was a very good girl because I'm the eighth child in my family, pampered.
Yes.
So I was the good girl in the family.
Wonderful. Yes. And so if we could go between 10 and 20, you may have two stories, one in the early teens and one in the late teens, which again made an impact on you that you remember.
In early childhood, what I remember was my school days. Very beautiful community we were into. Very close-knit community. We were brought up in a colony life where the entire colony was like my family member. Everybody knew what's happening in my life, in my family's life,
Yes.
and we were very close knit. And when we come back from school in the evening or in the afternoon, we hear a lot of radio songs.
Uh-huh.
And in the night, we used to have radio songs from all the houses. So pleasant night, very close knit family
Yes.
members, festivals, Diwali,
Yeah.
we call Pongal, all these, a lot of exchange of sweets,
Yes. Yes.
very, very secured environments.
Wonderful. Can I ask there, right, was it a small, were you in a city or were you in a smaller town?
I was in a small city town
Right.
compared to the city where I am right now.
Yes.
It was not a village, but it was a town
Right.
city.
Yeah.
We call that place a city right now.
Yes. And how about when you were about 18, 19? What was life like then?
18, 19, college days was the best memories because I was on stage presenting. I was leading college students, and I was coordinating programs. I was studying well in my PG programs.
Yes.
So in school days, I was little shy. Though I did stage programs, I was little shy.
Right.
But when I came to the PG program, post graduation college days, I opened up,
Ah.
and I started establishing myself as a leader, and I started opening up. The trainer in me was there, coming
Yes.
out in my college days.
Yes.
That was a wonderful.
So if you could go back now and talk to that 18-year-old or the 13, 14, 15-year-old girl, what would you tell them? Would you tell them to do anything different?
Your voice is breaking.
When you went back from as you are now, if you went back and saw that girl at 13, 14, or the young woman at 18, would you change the story? What would you tell them?
Okay. What would I tell them? I would have told them that get ready for real life. There's a lot more waiting for you.
Yeah.
Don't live in fantasy life. The real life is different. Come on, girl, get ready. Don't be
Yes.
so quiet. Don't be don't be so good.
Right.
Get ready for the worst to come.
Okay.
And be more mature in seeing life. Life has different perceptions. Not everybody is like you.
Right.
There are different kinds of people. Get ready to face real life.
Okay. Very good advice. So can we go 21 to 30? What stage, what were you doing between 21 and 30?
21 and 30, 21 to 28, I was working. I was exploring the professional world. I was traveling, and I was out of home. I was independent. I started earning. I was focusing more on my professional life in a very gentle manner.
Yes. And
28 to 30.
Yeah, sorry. I am fascinated by travel. So at that time, did you do international travel or was it just travel in India?
No, I didn't do international travel, but I'm the first woman to go out of my house and work outside my small town.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Though my dad tried me to send abroad, it didn't work out well.
Right.
I completed a medical and psychiatric social work, so we had nice opportunities abroad.
Yes.
My dad tried, but somehow it didn't work.
Right, right. And were they proud of you?
Very much.
Good, good. Yeah. And so that takes us up to 28. And again, what lessons did you learn in those 20 to 28 years?
I learned to be very independent, and I know to take care of myself as an individual.
Yes.
I learned to take care of myself as an individual, and I also learned to mingle with people, with more professionals.
Aha.
I learned a lot of accent to mingle with professionals. That's a real-time professional world I was
Yes.
into, and I understood that I like to be a complete professional.
Aha. You said you lived in a small community. Now you must have been mixing with people from the city. Is that correct? And how different did you find that?
It was exciting. I was a people person. I understood that because I had a very good schooling.
Aha.
Though I was a middle class person, I was in a very rich school, very good
Yes.
school.
Yes.
So that was a good foundation for me.
Absolute.
So I didn't have any problem mingling with people from metropolitan cities. I
No.
didn't have. I was it was easy for me. I loved it.
Yeah. And did you follow any of your show business?
I as I told you, I was fascinated by news presenters,
Yes.
and I did that when I was 24,
Oh
25.
wow. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Ernie. That happened only after marriage. I'm sorry.
Yes. When did you get
But
married?
I got married when I was 28 years old.
Does that mean now we're coming into that period 30, 28 to 30, 30 to 40? What was happening to you then?
I got married. I had two kids, two girls. And then I went to work again. I was taking a break for some time. And then I resumed to work. And then I had some tough times in my marriage.
Yes.
A lot of lessons were coming in.
Uh-huh.
So 28 to 40 was my time to learn marital lessons.
Uh-huh. If you don't want to, please don't, but can you share some of the problems?
I would say that I wasn't mature enough to handle families.
Uh-huh.
So I was more into professional world. I had less knowledge about handling a matured, very senior family members.
Yes.
I was taking things for granted, saying things like I can be myself and people will be themselves.
Yes.
But I never knew that people will have childhood hurt and they will operate from their childhood hurt.
Yes. Yes.
I never knew this. Even people who are very mature will not have resolved their childhood hurts.
Right.
They even don't know that they had childhood hurt. And they're not aware that they're operating from that mode. And I wasn't mature enough to, though I was from a psychology background, I wasn't mature enough to handle so many things because I was into my marriage, I was into my family, my children, my fantasy around building my life. I wasn't ready to handle so many people's messy life.
Right. Right.
There were so many people who have messed up around with their life, and I
Yes.
was a kid going there expected to clean up their mess.
Uh-huh. And I guess what you were talking about was a good training for what you're doing now. And so we've got up to when you were 40, Vimala.
Can you repeat the question?
How old are you? Are you older than 40?
I am.
So can we go? Right. So what has happened over the last 10 years that have made you the woman you are now?
Things changed totally. Um, my husband came back,
Uh-huh.
and then we are living together.
Right. So there was a parting then. Ah. Okay. The difficult question now then is to say, really, are you happy now?
I'm very peaceful.
Right. Right.
I have found my purpose.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And to be honest, Vimala, it's taken me nearly 70 years to find mine. I love what I'm doing now, but to get here, there have been lots of ups and lots of downs. And so I understand where you are. And what are you doing for the future? How do you see the next 1 or 2 years going?
Next 10 years will be my message to the world, my voice out.
Yes.
If I can help, my dream will be I want to educate all the singles out there on marital lessons, get them really, really prepared.
Yes.
I wish to create a community of singles who are educated on my lessons.
Uh-huh.
They meet together, they get married.
Yes. And how do you do that?
I have started doing videos right now. I'm planning to get my lessons on online courses.
Yes.
So I'm getting ready my marital lessons courses,
Yes.
and then reaching out to people and making
Yeah.
them learn.
Uh-huh.
And I want to create a community who have learned those lessons,
Yes.
and that community should find their life partner within that community.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that means that perhaps you hope that they can go on and talk to people about the lessons that you've taught them. And so your message will go on into the future.
My lessons will go on. I want everybody to learn the lesson and get married, not
Yes.
simply jump into it like what they see in movies. It's no more a fantasy world.
No.
You better get ready, like you get ready for a career.
Yes.
You better get ready because it's a pretty new concept in India.
And your daughters, are they learning the lessons?
Because they were also partners in the crime, right? They also went through a lot of troubles.
Are they married? Not yet.
Not yet.
Ah. They are becoming mature first. We've covered your life, Vimala, and we've covered the stories and the lessons that you've learned. How can people get in touch with you if they want to know more?
I haven't created my website yet. I'm in the process. It's going to take another 3 months because it's a challenging topic.
Yes.
It's not an acceptable topic to talk about. So I'm gaining my ground. So people have to contact me via my email ID.
Yes.
Or through my LinkedIn contacts.
I will put those in the channel. I put those in. I will give them those. Yes.
Till I get ready my website and all the phone numbers and everything.
If I might say this, Vimala, it sounds like the good girl from the 18 is becoming a bit of a warrior.
Back. It happened long back. It happened long back. It's now I'm speaking.
Yes.
Action happened long back. It's not becoming. I became already. Otherwise, I won't have been where I am right now.
Absolutely.
Success has happened. Success has happened. It has happened.
Yes.
The family is now together.
Good. Yeah.
So now I'm speaking about it loud.
Yes. Wonderful. Your voice. I will help you do that, Vimala. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernie. So nice to speak with you. so wonderful experience to go back to my life from the age of 10 to
Yes,
almost 60,
that's it.
even after 10 years. This is a wonderful job you're doing.
Thank you.
God bless you. It's very
Thank you
nice
too.
work.
Thank you, Vimala. You take care.